one delicious crispy Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for you, and a delicious crispy spicy one for...
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second episode of Let's Talk. I'm your host, DE2 Productions. We're going to be going over some topics that I choose about this particular season of Dino Fury so far. And yeah, this season is pretty good. And the first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I felt the characters were really enjoyable and watchable and lovable. They really makes you feel like you actually care about the show. And this has been far improvement over Beast Morphers. Now, even though I like the Beast Morphers cast, but I love the Dino Fury cast more because you guys made this show watchable and entertaining for fans to enjoy. And it really goes to show you that Simon Bennett is really willing to put out all the stops to make the show watchable and appreciative, because the fans really do love the show, even though they can criticize the show for certain episodes of how badly written it was. But overall, the season alone is what got me back in the show because of its acting and the writing. And some episodes I like, and some episodes I did not like. So a few more minutes before I get everything set up, so don't go anywhere, and I'll be right back. I'm much better. I had to set this light up. So let's get into the overall season one review of Power Rangers Dino Fury and what are some overall thoughts on it. And yeah, let's get to it. So the first things we're gonna start things off with the positives because this show brought out a lot of positivity in this content when it comes to the fight scenes and the storylines. And what I really love about this season is the music, the soundtrack of season one of Dino Fury. It was anything I heard of in a Power Ranger show. It felt different. It felt like any other past Power Ranger seasons. And Beast Morphers did not have this type of crazy music that Dino Fury ever had. But I felt like this season overall really made me a fan even more because of how greatly good it was executed when it comes to the writing and in the storylines. And there are a lot of characters that really felt great, felt, important. As far as like Zato goes, he's definitely one of my favorite Red Rangers in this season because of his backstory. Being from the planet Rathcon, being that him and his knights did everything they could to fight the Sporax off. And not to mention, Void Knight was kind of the responsible one. And speaking of Void Knight is the most interesting villain because him and Zato had a rivalry. They had history together. And you know what? I'm glad that shows like Dino Fury was able to provide all of the show's goodness when it comes to characterization and in moments in general. And now we know why Zato made a mistake because when Ion came into the picture, he exposed Zato for not only keeping the secret from his friends, but did not tell everybody that he trusted the people that the Sporax was, that the Sporax was gonna do no harm to people, but it ended up doing a lot of damage in their planet. So him and Ion had to duke it out because he was trying to tell Zato, look, this Sporax thing is dangerous. You should have never done that. So once Zato finally realizes his wrongs of keeping it secret from everybody, they all question his leadership, whether they should trust him or not. And ever since Ion came into the picture, like I said before, he wanted to take over as leader, much like how Alex did in Time Force when he came back to the future, trying to take Wes's place as leader. And I think this is kind of reminding me of that as well. A little mixed callbacks from different seasons and such. That right there really goes to show you that if there's a reference to any past Power Rangers season, then I think Dino Fury is the perfect place to start. I mean, I know Beast Morphers have done it in the past, but I think Dino Fury did most of it right, especially when it came to the storyline of Zato and his planet and Ion debuting as the Sixth Ranger. And now we know why him and Zato haven't seen eye to eye because of what happened to his planet and releasing the Sporax to do damage. And I think one of the biggest influences I love about this show was the debut of the Garcias, Harvey and Izzy. Both Rangers stood out to me the most in episode 4, had an incredible debut. The music was great. The cinematography was the best I've ever seen in a season. New direction, new cinematography, and the fight choreography is what stood out the most about this season, especially Izzy. Izzy was the first time we ever had a female Green Ranger portrayed in a Japanese role in Japan. Happened in Mighty Morphin all the way to Wild Force. We haven't had that in years. So the fact that they're going all the way back to the Mighty Morphin era when Trini was the Yellow Ranger, but her Japanese counterpart was a male. And somehow it worked in this season because Izzy was the star. But I know there was a little bit of controversy at the time when I found out that she's the first LGBTQ Yellow Ranger on the show. I mean, the first, I can't get it out. The first LGBTQ Ranger on Dino Fury. Even though I had mixed feelings on this, but after watching the episode, I realized, you know what, Izzy came out of the closet in the episode. You know, it was the first time Power Rangers has ever done, a lesbian couple on a show, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give them a pass this time, and it kind of worked, and the fact that they went out of the way to make this show so good, and it's great. Especially Easy. Like, Easy is one of my top 5 Green Rangers in Power Rangers history. I love her backstory. I love her characterization. And I love Tessa Rayo. Shout outs to Tessa Rayo for bringing out the character to life. And she's like, Izzy is the GOAT. Hands down. She's the GOAT. I love her confidence. I love her attitude. And she has this sassy style to it when it comes to her fighting style, when it comes to her morphing sequence and her unmorphed fights. And especially in episode 21, when we reacted to yesterday, the way she ran up to and was fighting the henchman, jumps all the way up to stop the machine from retrieving Void Knight's love entrance that was inside of a tube. But there are some negatives I have for this season, and that is the comedy duo. I cannot stand J&J Bork. I don't like when every Power Ranger season that they adapt that they have to have a Bulking Skull ripoff. Like, you gotta cut that out sometimes. J&J Bork did not help. But I think Jay is the most interesting character. I think I like her more than Jay Bork. Jay Bork was the worst addition in the show. I am sorry. I am all for comedy relief, but this is not it, Chief. And the reason why I do not support comedy duos and Power Rangers shows today, at least, because they're too busy trying to rehash Bulking Skull. Can't even be original. And that's the one thing I really hate about this season is the J&J Bork. It's not good. And Ollie was not my favorite Blue Ranger in the season, even though he had some good episodes, but that does not make him a good Blue Ranger. He comes off as this douchebag and this Mr. Know-it-all and have this stinking attitude. And plus, he's really lazy and he doesn't really like to exercise. But one of the things that made me dislike about this character is when he went off on Izzy just because she's not good at technology. And everyone at school wanted Izzy to be smart and everything, but she's never good at technology. So why would he get mad at her for not being good at stuff, especially when this device was putting everybody to sleep? So after so long, had to knock some sense into him and realize that maybe he shouldn't be so hard on her. Just teach her a thing or two about technology, and that's exactly what he did. I do like this montage of Ollie teaching Izzy about different technologies of how to get rid of certain cores to stop the device from going malfunction, And I think this is really interesting to say the least. But still, the biggest takeaway I have with Ollie is how selfish he can become sometimes and how much of a douche he can become in times. So if they could somehow make him a bit better in season 2, hopefully they won't mess him up like they did in season 1. But I did like this episode when he fought Lord Zed, even though he didn't really fight him. It was the Rangers all together that were fighting Lord Zed himself. But Lord Zed is what made this episode really, really great in episode 14. Even though it was a Halloween episode, I like this better than they did a better clip show. And I have to say, this was a better clip show done right, in my honest opinion. Now, Amelia, she's a great Pink Ranger. I love Dino. She brought out the best out of this character. Her personality, her attitude, and she is just, she's a lot of fun to be around. I just love her hobbies of always hunting ghosts in this fake YouTube thing they got going on in the Power Rangers world, aka Buzz Blast. So there's this one episode in episode 11 when she was hunting ghosts, and then I think it was a monster that came in and tried to stop AC from finding this character. And AC had a great unwon fight in that episode, even though it was a stunt double, but she still put up a good fight. Not to mention, she also debuted the Blazing Battleizer, which she made look great. Not to mention, she also piloted the Megazord by herself. That's how you know she's one of my top 5 Pink Rangers in Power Rangers history. Let's not forget that. The biggest star and my favorite Ranger is Ion. I just love this dude to death. Shout out to Jordan Fight for bringing his character out to life. He has a great attitude. He has a nice personality. And there was this one episode I kind of dislike about Ion. It's when the Rangers were fighting off the monster. He was thinking about himself, about the fans, wanted to take selfies of him. And kind of like, letting the fame get to his head. And I like that lesson to never let fame get to your head. Even though you're a Power Ranger, it's your duty to help out the need the best way you could. Void Knight is my favorite villain in the season. He was like the Goldar in Power Rangers. And hold on, let me fix something. Couple of notifications from my TikTok. If you're just tuning in, man, I appreciate y'all for coming out and talking to me, though. Not really, though, but you guys are just watching me. So, let me see something here. And, of course, when I'm trying to monetize this live stream, I got a yellow dollar sign. Man, YouTube be on some Bama stuff, man. I can't stand it. Void Knight is one of my favorite characters in Dino Fury. Him, Zato, Izzy, Amelia, Javi, I think it's because I think what it is about Javi is that they underutilize him a little bit. They could have done something better with him. Episode 7, I wasn't really a fan of, but I think in season 2, he's gonna have a better focused episode. In season 2, better bring it. They better go out. Much like how they did in season 1, they need to do the same thing in season 2, which I know they will. So all I can say is fingers crossed. Mucus, he was okay. He was funny in times, but could have done better. Boom Tower didn't really do anything much except took L's. Now, Slider is the best villain in this series. I love his voice actor. I love the character. He shapeshifts into different people. And then when people try to expose, Slider for who he is, he turns back into this regular form. Man, this character is what made him my top five favorite villains from Power Rangers. But yeah, season 1 of Dino Fury is what kept me cool. Thanks to the international spoilers, I don't have to worry about waiting for a new episode of Nickelodeon and Nickelodeon is a terrible home for Power Rangers because the company sucks. So, and the reason why I skipped the holiday episode, the Christmas episode, because that doesn't matter. That was not even needed in the season. Here's the thing: I don't like holiday specials and Power Rangers, especially the Christmas ones. All they do is put out, clip shows that can either be done right or wrong. So the Christmas special, I'm not watching it. I'm not going to react to it because it's not that important. So I'm ready. But episode 21, they ended off with the bang. Up until they showed a scene of his wife being inside of a tube. Void Knight's helmet is on the floor. I can only imagine what season 2 is going to be like. Like, all I got to say is bring it on. Bring in the heck on. So, Dino Fury season 1, 4 out of 5. Great action, great character development for each Ranger. Some good writing, even though there are some terrible ones. And there are a lot of good moments in this season, and yeah, I can't wait to season 2. So, I'll be right back. Hold up. Let me put on some music so that you guys can stay in the zone in my live stream. So, all right, y'all, I'll be right back in a few moments. So, don't go anywhere. All right, we are back. All right, so let's take a look at the chat and see what they have to say. I know there's a lot of y'all are feeling the same exact way about the season. All right, so we got Temporary 41. What's up, man? How you doing? Nice for you to stop by. Ash Shack, what's up? Dino Fury was a breath of fresh air. Yes, it was. Dino Fury season 1 is such a great season. There are so many questions left, which are hopefully answered in season 2, which I'm definitely looking forward to. And I'm ready for it. Ain't gonna lie, I thought Izzy was going to be a typical good girl, but she turns out she was proper. Yeah, Izzy is the GOAT. Let me tell you something. I think this is the first time a Power Ranger show had a first LGBT Ranger on the show. It's what made her out to be a unique Ranger, but at the same time, she is like the you know, the tough ranger that everybody loves and adores the most. And I think to me, this is probably one of the best characters they ever written on the show. I just love her acting. It's what made me a fan of this character even more. And shout out to Tessa Rayo once again. I think I would love to have her on my live stream one day so we can do some interviews and ask her some questions. Will inspire her to do whatever though. But Ollie and Izzy have similar interests in terms of being perfect. I think that's where the writers were going in that episode. Yeah, I agree. You know, but I still didn't like how Javi came out at Izzy, you know, for making a mistake. Like, the girl is not that smart like everybody else expects her to be. I mean, if you teach her some things, she'll get better, but don't come off as douchey, you know? So I think that's one of the main reasons I dislike about Ion. Ollie. It's just the way it was written off. So Ion was acting like Dustin from Ninja Storm where he left Fame. Yeah. You know what? Now that you think about it, that kind of reminded me of that as well. Because I didn't realize that they brought back that moment when Dustin was acting like a fame head, like a fame whore, you know, in episode 17. And it was just a weird episode, and I wasn't a fan of it. The matches felt kind of rough, you know, but I did like the action, you know, and the music scenes a little bit when he debuted his own Megazord. And the underwater fight scene was really great. It was really cool to see. Javi didn't get any development. Felt like 22 episodes was a major factor. He didn't get any development. Here's the thing about Javi. I know it's not Chance Press's fault. I blame the writers for not utilizing him a little bit more. So that way, if you utilize him a bit better, he'll have a better focused episode than he did in episode 7. So I'm not really a fan of that. Izzy also is younger, which allows her to connect to the monarch. I think that's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. Izzy is the youngest member of the team. She's in high school. You know, she's not gonna like mount to everybody's expectations of her to say and be like all the other Rangers. She's different. I mean, what you expect? All right, so let's talk about jump on to another topic for a minute, and which is about the Marvel in the future Insomniac games. So I don't know if I find this article, but if I do, I'm gonna let y'all know what I come up with. So yeah, give me a few moments and let me turn back the music on. All right, y'all. So I think I just found the article for a rumor Marvel multiplayer game for the PS5 is in development. This one is interesting. All right, so let me share the screen. All right, y'all. So you see this article. This one is crazy. I mean, we know Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine will be on PS5 because it's made by Insomniac, by the same company. But the difference is the Wolverine game is not going to be playing like Spider-Man or Miles Morales. It's going to be its own different game. And I'm here for it. A new multiplayer game that is set within the Marvel Universe is rumored to be in development for PlayStation 5, although details of this supposed project are quite scarce. This will represent yet another Marvel game collaboration with Sony to go alongside Marvel's Spider-Man and Marvel's Wolverine, both of which are currently in the works at Insomniac Games. And while it's hard to know at a moment whether or not this is new Marvel title will end up being real, the idea on paper seems to be to make sense. You know what? There's so many rumors that it's hard to believe, but I don't. So we don't know yet if it's actually true or not, because I would really love it if Insomniac Games would have made a fighting game out of it. That or NetherRealm Studios, for that matter. I would have loved for them to still make a Marvel fighting game. Because even though they're working on MK12 right now, because it's already been confirmed. So we have yet to see what the future holds for any Marvel future game projects. News of this supposed Marvel multiplayer comes by way of Nick Baker, who is an industry insider that shared accurate information in the past. On the latest episode of Xbox Era Podcast, which Baker co-hosts, he explained that he has been told from a lone source that a Marvel multiplayer title of some sort is currently being developed. Baker stressed that there were some additional details on the game that he wasn't at liberty to share, but he did say he believes that the project as a whole, if it is real, will be exclusive to PS5. Let me read these one more time. News of this supposed Marvel multiplayer comes by way of Nick Baker, who is an industry insider that has shared accurate information in the past. On the latest episode of Xbox Era Podcast, which Baker co-hosts, he explained that he has been told from a lone source that a Marvel multiplayer title of some sort is currently being developed. Baker stressed that there were some additional details on the game that he wasn't at liberty to share, but he did say he believes that the project as a whole, if it is real, will be exclusive to PlayStation 5. Now, like I said before, these are just rumors still. We don't know what games currently are in develop yet. But if it ends up being RPGs, I don't want a part of it. I am not a fan of RPGs. Like, I'm sorry to tell you guys that, but I'm not really a fan of RPGs. So just to be clear, what I am a fan of are beat 'em ups and fighting games, but shoot 'em ups and RPGs, I don't think I want to be a fan of, you know. So yeah, this article is interesting still. You know, like I said, he just was telling us that there's going to be some more information, that if he does have it, he'll let us know what the name of this game is going to be. If it sounds good on paper, then yes, but how is it going to play out in the game form? Is it going to be like how it is in paper, or is it going to be something totally different? Adding his own conjecture, adding his own conjecture to the mix, Baker theorized that Insomniac Games could once again be the studio in question that is working on this Marvel project. While Insomniac is already quite busy developing Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine, Baker seemed to have more information about the project than he publicly revealed, that makes him believe that this is the studio that could make the game. However, he made sure to specify, to specific that this is purely his own best guess about who could be developing it. I'm sorry for my bad reading once again. I'll go to you one more time. Adding his own conjecture to the mix, Baker theorized that Insomniac Games could once again be in development in question that is working on this Marvel project. Well, Insomniac is already quite busy developing Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine. Baker seems to have more information about the project than he publicly revealed, that makes him believe that this is the studio that could make the game. However, he made sure to specifically that this is purely his own best guess about who could be developing it. And I think that's the interesting part about this article. Insomniac Games are known for making Spider-Man games and Miles Morales game. But if there's another game turns out to be true about them making another multiplayer Marvel game, but again, we don't know what game it's going to be. Let's just hope that it's not going to be bad after all. So, in general sense, to see Marvel games being to dip its toes into the realm of multiplayer would be somewhat illogical. As Marvel, Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta gas myself into my better reading performances. So, in general sense, to see Marvel games being to dip its toes into the realm of multiplayer would be somewhat logical, as Marvel has continued to ramp up its efforts in the video game space over the past couple of years. It has primarily focused on collaborating with studios for single-player projects. In turn, Marvel has also started to win in the numbers of genres that is looking to explore, which is perhaps most easily seen with 2K's upcoming release of Marvel's Midnight Suns. With this in mind, it was stand to reason that Marvel games would want to begin exploring the multiplayer space at some point. In that sense, the company already has such a great relationship in space with Sony. Making such a game exclusive to PS5 also wouldn't be a huge shock. I mean, there's the thing about Marvel's Midnight Suns. It's an RPG that I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be, but it ended up being like this. But I know there are some fans out there that will love to play this game, but to me, RPGs aren't my thing. I mean, if it's like a beat 'em up, then yeah. But as far as like RPG goes, like I said, I'm not with it. So even though it's made by 2K, the company that Jesus Christ, the company that makes 2K basketball games, wrestling games, but a Marvel game, this is something totally new to me that I noticed, but I just don't see myself playing RPGs. And if it's for you, more power to you, but it's not my cup of tea. So and I'll be real with you, I just feel like to me, whatever it is that Insomniac is making, hopefully he'll have some information for us. And when that time comes, I truly hope that the game is going to end up being like Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, since it's being made by the same company, that it's not going to be another RPG, because I cannot stand it. Give me a few moments and I'll be right back with the final topic for today. And, yeah, I'll be right back. All right, y'all, welcome back. So, let's get to the chat before we get into the final topic. Killer J, what's up? How you doing? Resistance 1 and 3 collection, nice. I like RPGs, but it depends on the style of gameplay they're going for. Like the Persona games and KOT OR games are so good, but then you have games like Midnight Sins. I mean, I keep saying Sins all the time. I don't know why. They should have called it Midnight Sins instead of Midnight Suns, because I get Suns and Sins mixed up all wrong. Midnight Suns, that just turns me off. Yeah, I agree. I kind of prefer if they didn't go to the RPGs route. Like, it would have been better if they actually made like a beat 'em up of it. I would have definitely loved to play it myself. And let's get into the final topic for today, which is the leak rumor of Mortal Kombat 12 being turned into a trilogy. Now, shout out to Feature Boy Kamikaze for making a video. I did a reaction to that in the past. Go check that out. And I feel like we all learned a thing or two about, what the studio is planning on doing with MK12, because knowing NetherRealm Studios are going to probably turn MK12 into a trilogy and maybe some continuation of MK11, but some characters get to keep the same costumes from MK11, but some characters also get new costumes for MK12, much like how Mortal Kombat Trilogy had different costumes for all three generations of MK games from the 90s, 1, 2, and 3. Now, imagine MK12 being the same way, and they need to bring back the brutality and the animality. I think they should probably do something like that in order to make the game stand out of its own. Now, I'm going to say this right here. If they were to really make this game, I would have loved to play it myself. One issue I have, I'm not good at combos. But once I practice, I think I'm going to get it. So it's only a matter of time that we finally get an official announcement from NetherRealm Studios about them making MK12. It would have possibly been official. And like I said, I'm here for it. I love Mortal Kombat as a whole, but like I said, I'm just not good at making combos. I guess what I really need to start doing is practicing more, so that way I'll be able to get good at it. But in terms of MK12 being rumored when it comes to the leaks and everything, this is why y'all need to have Twitter, because I don't know where Feature Boy Kamikaze be getting these information from. I guess it's some people that subscribe to his channel and follow him on Twitter. That's how you know they're giving him like different informations. And he's better than I am when it comes to giving you information, because every Mortal Kombat video that I've done, everybody is super early and I'm super late. So, because Future, he's always got like different information when it comes to MK12. So, if he makes a video, we're gonna react to it and we're gonna like learn different information about MK12, because I would have loved for them to do that as well. And that supposedly, hold on, let me see something. I forgot the name of the video I made, because he was supposed to be the final a final DLC character for MK11 that never made the cut. That clown dude from Yeah, Twisted Metal. Yeah, so Twisted Metal was supposed to be the final DLC character for MK11, but that got cut. So once they decided to end the support of MK11, but when MK12 does happen, they need to include this character in the game because he would be like the Bray Wyatt of MK. Imagine his fatality using a chainsaw and chopping somebody's heads off and just eating it like it's a piece of chicken or something. That would have been the craziest fatality I've ever seen. And plus, that clown makeup, it fits him well. So, put an invite in the chat so y'all can talk to me. Dog, I'm glad you said something. I almost forgot the dude's name. Thank you so much for saying it, man. Shout out to Fake Tagus, Dave Savage. Man, shout out to you for reminding me of the character. I almost forgot, y'all. Oh man. I think either tomorrow or tonight, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the outlines of Leonardo, the Ninja Turtles character. And I know in my last community tab I asked y'all, what other characters do you want me to paint? And a lot of y'all said Leonardo, and I think 30-something% of y'all said Lightspeed Rescue Red Ranger. So I done that first because I gotta show Power Rangers some love. Then so I think starting tonight, I'm gonna do the outlines for Leonardo. I'm not gonna record it. So what I'm gonna do is once I finish with that, with the sketch, then when the time for me to paint comes on, y'all are gonna be really satisfied of how cool he's gonna end up coming out. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for coming out, supporting me as always. I appreciate you guys coming out. Wait a second. Hold up. We got Future. I was somewhere when you mentioned my name. Hey, look, you're here now. So look, man, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's all good, man. I guess we can stick around for a few minutes if you want to talk. So I'll put the invite in the chat, Future, so you can come chat. Yeah, man. We just got finished talking about you in those leaks on Twitter, and yeah. I don't know where you be getting those information from, man, but you gotta teach me how to do that. So I'm like, dang, bro. It's like every time I go to your Twitter, I see like different leaks of people sending you stuff about rumored MK12, rumors, stuff about the next sequel to Mortal Kombat. I'm like, what the heck? So we got A+ more phenomenal, man. What's up, man? That's all right, though, man. But next time I can't wait to see you so we can have a discussion about the overall season 1 of Dino Fury. And it was really good, man. Thanks to the international spoilers. And y'all, like I said, the reason why I did not react to the Christmas special because that's not really an important episode. So that don't really count. But what I am looking forward to is season 2. So yeah, get ready for season 2, y'all, because Dino Fury is a good show. A shout out to Simon Bennett for giving us a good show. And Future, man, like I said, if you want to holler at me, man, I'll put the invite in the chat so you can chat with me one-on-one if you want. So I guess we could just stick around for a few moments. It's a Discord. I mean, so many of them guys are always gathering leaks from people and stuff. It's madness, and I think for the invite. That's all right, though, man. Listen, whenever you find the right time to join the chat, I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. Just let me know. Because this is just like a fun chat that I'm having right now. One of the best episodes of Let's Talk I've done on YouTube in a very long time. So, oh man, hey, Future man, I appreciate you. I appreciate the comment for the Power Ranger stuff, man. I really do. I chat, but I'm mostly about the live action. Hey, me too. Me too. I mean, but I don't mind the animation stuff though. You know, with the Mortal Kombat, Battle for the Realms, and Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. I definitely do not mind the, you know, the cartoons. Scorpion's Revenge is better than Battle for the Realms because that sequel was all over the place. I didn't even know what was it about. I couldn't understand what they were trying to do with this film. But all I know for sure is that if they come up with a new Mortal Kombat movie, please make sure it's better than Battle for the Realms. Because you know Mortal Kombat has a history of not having any tournaments. One film is about the tournament, another film is about a non-tournament or a prequel, or is a continuation for characters getting their own solo film or TV show or whatever though. Either way, it's still a part of Mortal Kombat's universe. Now that you think about it. So yeah, man, this is crazy. And I think that oh yeah, we gotta talk about this, y'all. We gotta talk about R. Kelly. Man, this cat is just, he on some wild stuff, and he finally gaining some payback after all these years of abusing people in general. So all I gotta say is R. Kelly is payback. But his real name is Robert. But R. Kelly is still the creep that he is. So oh yeah. Let me tell y'all something too. Last Sunday I uploaded my first slot video. All of a sudden I get copyright claim for that. And I used free copyright music on my slot video, but then all of a sudden it's from some party company that does these slot games. And yet other content creators getting monetized for uploading those kind of slot videos on their channel. But as soon as I try to do it, claim after claim after claim. I don't know if YouTube has some type of vendetta against me when it comes to doing certain videos, and yet other content creators get monetized. But as soon as I try to do something about it, as soon as I have a crack at it, it's like trouble all over something for me. It's like I don't understand what is going on with YouTubers, you know, with the system. It's like I'm not even allowed to make certain contents, but everybody else gets to do it. But as soon as I do it, it's a problem. Like, what is going on in this hypocrisy of this world? And unfortunately, the claim still stands in this video. So I had no choice but to delete that slot video. And I was so pissed off about that because I wanted y'all to see how good some slot machine runs that I got on certain games on Big and Bad and Raging Bull. Those were the only two games that I love playing that really did me some justice last Saturday when I was recording it and I was uploading the video last Sunday when I did all of the editing and stuff that took me so long to do it. And I really wanted y'all to see what I was doing. So the fact that they had to claim my video, like I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it's not YouTube. It's the company themselves that are claiming my stuff. Then every time I go to my email, I keep saying, Unfortunately, the video still stands. Here are some options. What options? Do you want me to change the thumbnail? Do you want me to delete it? Do you want me to chop off my stuff? Well, there's clearly some good stuff on there. What is it? It's not fair that I cannot do certain stuff on YouTube while everybody else get monetized for it. It's not fair. I just want to get, that right now. I'm just frustrated with YouTube's BS, man. Like, for real. My goodness. All right, so I'm on Instagram story, right? And I stumbled upon this craziness. Man accused of killing TikTok star Anthony Barajas in movie theater enters instant insanity plea. I don't know if it's a female that did this. Yo, this is insane. Hold on, yo. I got the information here. Yeah, I know. Future, I know you probably got some videos claimed, on your channel as well. You is not the only one that is frustrated. It's insane. All right, so right now I'm on Instagram and I'm gonna read to y'all about what I discovered. The California man who is accused of killing TikTok star Anthony Moraes, 19, and his friend Relay Gudish, 18, inside a movie theater in July has entered an insanity plea. ABC News reported. Joseph Jimenez, 20, appeared Monday at the Riverdale Hall of Justice for his hearing, and his lawyers entered not guilty on reasons of insanity and shooting deaths of 2 teenagers, NBC reported. John Hall, a spokesperson for Riverside County. Riverside County District Attorney Office said that Jimenez attorneys made 2 different not guilty pleas because there will be two phases if the case goes to trial, which are a guilt phase and a phase to determine whether Jimenez was insane. CBS reported. Attorneys are scheduled to return to court on October 22nd to discuss the appointment of a defense psychiatrist. Yeah, defense psychiatrist. CBS News reporter John Hall, a spokesperson. Yeah, I already read that before. So Jimenez faces 2 counts of murder and special circumstances allegations of lying in wait, which in California makes him eligible to. Okay, these are really some hard words to read. Jimenez faces 2 counts of murder and special circumstances allegations of lying in wait, which in California makes him eligible for the death penalty if he is convicted. ABC 7 reported. And Barajas and Gurich were at a theater in Corona, California, taking in a screening for a horror thriller, The Forever Purge. When they were shot, cops say theater staff found them with gunshot wounds after the movie. Man, so I think this one took place after the movie was over. Jesus Christ, man, this is crazy. I'm on Instagram, so I'm just reading this story out. Good Lord, man. Still got some more movie theater deaths and everything. All right, so I think I'm gonna stick around for one more minute before I end the stream. So oh, I gotta tell y'all something too. You know that black dude that lost his job working for Google? Turns out he was racially profiled because they claimed that he looked suspicious when he was riding his bike every day to work. And he's like the CEO or the manager of the place. And somehow they turn around and make him out to be the suspect because he looks suspicious because he fits this, you know what I'm saying? He fits the script, of suspicious black people. What the heck? The guy works for Google. And not to mention, I found out that Google is a racist company for racist hiring, of black employees working in that same company. Bro, are you serious? I'm telling you, y'all better be careful. I mean, be careful of working in these certain companies because you don't know how I'm desperately corporate these companies are. Seriously. If I were to work for Google, I would work for one day and then I'll quit the next day because I don't trust that company one bit because they're racist, they're scumbags, and they fire you because for no reason. Something's definitely got to give, honestly. So, and then I read some rumor about, going into a government shutdown next week. I don't believe that for a fact because people need to start making money and stuff. And for me, I'm about to start my own business too, y'all. About selling my art. And if you ask me for, a commission to draw you something, I'll draw it for you, but I'm gonna charge you $50, for like one picture. Because you know what I'm saying, I gotta make my money. So, and plus, I might have to work a regular job too as well. So I'm still thinking about it. So I'm gonna see what they can do for me because I really want to learn how to do some giveaways on my YouTube channel and start having my own merchandise, on here as well. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but all I know for sure is that if I'm in some type of business deal with a brand that wants to work with me, I'm here for it. I'll probably do some giveaways, as well if I wanted to, because I do have some ideas of my own, and I don't want somebody to tell me how to make my own ideas, and I don't want people to make decisions for me. Like I know what I want, I know how to, put out some good ideas, and I just want them to just stick with it. Whether it's coffee mugs, shirts, hoodies, hats, even my drawings, like I'm all about business. And I do believe for a fact that if I do partner up with the brand, I'm in for it. I just don't know how to do it. But if I have to do some research on how to do it, I'll be ready to let y'all know what it is. And hopefully I'll be able to be sponsored by some company one way or another. So, yeah, let's go to the chat. YouTube picks and choose who they want to claim videos. Absolute BS. Hate YouTube. I do too. I just think they need to slow down on this stuff. And Susan, she sucks. She needs to go. She ruined YouTube. Let me know if you're doing any live action movie talk about future ideas or whatever. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Yeah, I know, right? All right, y'all. I think that's about it. holy crap, this was a very fun live stream and one of the best episodes of Let's Talk, episode 2, season 2, that I've ever done. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Shout out to my boy, Future Boy Kamikaze, Brendan McCree, Morningstar, Fit Tangas, David Savage, and you have Killer J Gamer 2. Shout out to you. Shout out to Terrell and shout out to Ashak. Yeah, shout out to everybody. I think that, wait a second, I forgot. Tim May 41, shout out to you. I appreciate y'all for coming out. And if you enjoy this live stream, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit me up on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which I will put in the description below towards the end of this stream. And yeah, this is one of the most successful live stream. No troll, no doxing. Everybody came in. Oh, and shout out to Wayne. I forgot to shout out to Ep2, More Phenomenal Opinions, man. Shout out to you for coming on, man. Yeah, I'll see y'all later, and I'll see you in my next content.